bit, but um, let's get through this list and let's start at number 20. How about that, guys?
Let's go.
We'll start at number 20, The Long Game. That now this movie just came out.
Right, this is new.
In fact, it's still in theaters.
Yeah.
Uh, this is a true story from the 50s of a group of Mexican American kids, along with their coach, Jay Hernandez, Dennis Quaid, and Cheech Marin, and that got a couple of votes. It is a really well done film about this Mexican American story in the 50s in Texas, directed by Julio Quintana. Of votes, yes, you can rent it now, and it's also in the theater. Either way, they'll get a couple bucks. This movie's made over $3 million, which is fantastic. 2023, Flaming Hot. This tells the true story
Nice.
of a janitor turned executive who comes out of nowhere, is a true underdog, and helps create the Flaming Hot Cheeto. And really, this is directed by Eva Longoria. She does a great job of taking the stereotypes of our culture and using it as a comedic foil in this film,
Right.
as a breaking the third wall where the characters talk to you. There's funny narration. Uh, Again, kind of taking that underdog true story that we kind of get accustomed to and giving it a nice twist. Absolutely. This did not get a theatrical release, even though was under the Hulu Disney banner with Searchlight there. It went straight to Hulu. 18 Spare Parts from 2015. Now,
Mm.
this movie stars George Lopez, Jamie Lee Curtis, as well as Marissa Tomei. It tells the story of four Mexican high school students who form a robotic club. With no
Ah.
experience, 800 bucks, used car parts, and a dream, this ragtag team goes up against the country's reigning robotics champion, MIT. Guys, true stories,
Right.
underdogs, uniquely American stories. And
Yeah.
all from different eras, from the 50s, 80s, and 90s. And this one was this century. So this is more recent. Spare
Yeah.
Parts, number 18. But this one is probably the most controversial. And it's from 1954. It's called Salt of the Earth.
Mm.
Okay. Now, let me give you a
Okay.
little background here.
Sure.
Mexican workers at a zinc mine call a general strike. It is only through the solidarity of the workers, and importantly, the indomitable resolve of their wives, mothers, and daughters that they eventually triumph. This movie is the only movie that Hollywood blacklisted. This Mexican actress was blacklisted.
Mm.
This movie was forgotten for decades because what was deemed at that time to be a production with communists, a communist sympathizing movie.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely part of the Red Scare, the Black Scare movement, 1954, at the height of that. And at the end of the day, this is a true story of that really happened to these zinc workers that were Chicanos in New Mexico. Um, Another cool thing about this film, so I've seen this film. This is a movie I saw like in college,
Mm,
and
okay.
it's not like incredibly like Gone with the Wind. It's not like it's a very much a low budget film, but
Oh, okay.
it's very interesting that this got made and that majority of the cast were not actors.
Mm.
This here was an actress, but they casted a lot of the people that were actually in the strike as well. So, for history's sake, and it did get a couple of mentions. Salt of the Earth is number 17 from 1954. From 2011, A Better Life. A Better Life, starring Demian Bichir, who is Mexican, but with a Chicano cast. It tells the tale of an illegal immigrant father who's a landscaper, and he wants the best life for his American son. So heartbreaking and so well done, so well acted that Demian was nominated Best Actor in 2011 for an Academy Award. Yeah, I mean, it's a very straightforward story. A gardener in East LA struggles to keep his son away from gangs and immigration agents while trying to give his son the opportunities he's never had. And it's pretty heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. It even it touches on the heartstrings, but it's fine for all for the entire family. It's a very well done from 1979, the Chicano crime gangster film that started it all, starring Danny De La Paz, Richard Iniguez, Boulevard Nights. This got a lot of mentions. There's Chicano film. There's several in this top 20 that are gang related. This is the first one. We've
Mhm.
had some a lot of nice true to life underdog stories. But this was at the time a pretty salacious film. Boulevard Nights is a 1979 American neo noir crime film. It's directed by Michael Pressman. It's about life in East LA and street gangs. It's two brothers, Raymond and Chuco. Raymond has a job and is engaged to Shady, while Chuco's a drug user and gang member who's about to be drawn into a gang war. It was filmed entirely, mostly in East LA. Coming in at number 14, 2023, Michael Pena stars as a true to life astronaut, would be astronaut for NASA, a million miles away. And this got several nods. Several people were like, what about this one? This actually was not in the choices. So people were bringing it up. And I have to tell you, even though this was straight to Prime, I was able to catch a screening of this on the big screen.
Mhm.
It's a great film. There was something about 2023 with Flaming Hot, where they really got down that Chicano, underdog uh, story. This true story, I have to tell you, as pleasant and likable as Michael Pena is, it's Rosa Salazar that plays the wife that steals the movie. She she's dynamic, she's present, she gives as an actor so much in this movie that every scene she's in, you're just in awe of her performance. Rosa from 1992, another Chicano crime saga movie starring Edward James Olmos, directed by Edward James Olmos, American Me.
Nice.
Um, I have to tell you, with American Me, with Boulevard Nights, these are fair warning. These are very heavy subject matter. American Me more so. So if you've never seen American Me, just know it is a heavy R for violence, and it is a unfiltered true story of the kind of the coming up of the Mexican mafia in the prison systems in California. I want to say 50s up into the 70s. And it's an offshoot movie of Blood In, Blood Out, but we'll get to that one later. Um, American Me, Eddie wanted to do something way more guttural
Mhm.
that wasn't so poetic with language, wasn't so visually beautiful like the work of Taylor Hackford in Blood In, Blood Out. This is unfiltered, raw. It also co-stars, as you can see, William Forsythe, Daniel Villarreal, Danny De La Paz, Pepe Serna, some great actors there. Another thing with our top 20 list, guys, is that you're going to see a lot of these actors in a lot of the same films. From 1983. And it just tells a story of a brother and sister from Guatemala that travel here without papers to work. They're small spoiler. There's a reason why they have to flee their small village, and it's not a happy one. The American dream is very complicated, very elusive, very beautiful, and yet very, there's some horrors there as well. As what I really appreciated about this film was how Mexican Americans, Chicanos, were portrayed in this film, and how um, some are cool with people coming from the border across the border, and some aren't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in the film. Kiss Me a Killer from 1991, starring Julie Carmen and Robert Beltran. Robert Beltran is Chakotay in Star Trek. Um, Original music, Pancho Sanchez, Marcos Loya. This is set in East LA, but it is so specific about a woman wanting to kill her husband, and she gets her lover to do it. I love this film. And the fact that they're all Chicano was just incredible, Fletcher. Incredible. I love genre films, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ex
Yeah.
stripper wife. It don't
Let
mess
me
around.
tell you, you can watch this one and the quality is decent. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, that is true.
It's on YouTube. Maybe you can fish. I'm going to start fishing around for physical media on this, and I'm going to ask Julie Carmen to come in and be interviewed and talk about her career, talk about this film because she put this film up. And I was blown away because this came out around the same time as Blood and Blood Out, American Meat, and they're all in East LA, but this couldn't be more different in tone, in color, and yet they were Chicanos, undeniable. But it was so cool, man. I was just so impressed. So impressed. Long game, flaming hot, spare parts, salt of the earth, a better life, Boulevard Nights, a million miles away, American Me, El Norte, Kiss Me a Killer. These are some great films, man.
Cool stuff.